decisions in my career, a long career, I must say, have been two, actually. The first one, I'm an immunologist, and for many years I have been focused on tumor infiltrating lymphocytes, immune cells in the tumors. And long time ago, we're talking about 1980s, these cells were largely studied by immunohistochemistry. But I was always intrigued by, these cells were present in the tumor, but what are they doing in the tumor? What are their functions? And in about 1983, I think, I haven't had an opportunity to go on sabbatical. And I chose to go to Switzerland, to the Ludwig Cancer Institute in Lausanne, Switzerland, where Lorenzo Moretta at that time was extracting and cloning T cells from tissues. And I thought, I really want to go and learn the technique of cloning these cells, not from any tissue, but specifically from human tumors. And I did, and I spent a very productive year there. And we cloned these cells. We found out that these cells were really not doing very much, the ones that came from the tumor. And that started me on many years of looking into tumor-derived lymphocytes, at their functions, at their capabilities to grow, to proliferate, to exert anti-tumor functions. It led to my study of regulatory T cells, for example, at one point in my career, and then to study other immune cells, for example, natural killer cells. I spent several years doing that. So that decision to go to Moretta's lab and learn how to get these cells out and how to study them was really a key decision. The second decision, taken about, I would say, 10 or 15 years ago, was to begin studies of exosomes, or small extracellular vesicles that circulate in plasma, in all body fluids, actually, and to particularly focus on tumor cell-derived exosomes. And that opened the entire new field of study, another layer of tumor-induced immunosuppression mediated by these small extracellular vesicles. And now, I guess 15 or 10 years later, I am very much involved in mechanistic aspects of how these exosomes manage to really disable particularly effector T cell in patients. Well, I don't know that I have much wisdom, but perhaps an advice. And that is perhaps that if you have a scientific discovery or scientific intuition that you are convinced through your work that it is correct, you need to pursue it. Never give up. And it's true that sometimes the scientific medical community may completely disregard your opinion because the established community doesn't believe in what you want to convey, what you preach, okay? But that's okay. If you know that you are right, then stay with it and stay with it until others realize that the mechanisms that you're talking about really exist, and they are important in science and in health and in medicine. When I heard that I was elected, I was absolutely thrilled. And to be there together with my distinguished colleagues, it's really, it means an enormous amount to me. And particularly because that means recognition by my colleagues. It means being embraced by the immunology oncology community after really many years of what I thought was lack of attention to what I was preaching, about my data that clearly indicated that cancers induce, promote, drive this immune suppression in cancer patients. And so today, this whole concept is not new. I mean, we all accept it and we all try to deal with it, and we deal with it very, very effectively. But, and to recognize that finally I have arrived was really a tremendous, tremendous, exciting event.